And when Kurt put up the documented evidence that he did fulfill the contract he had with her, well, she disappeared right off the forum, and then lo and behold, our evidence was all taken down off the forum. Now, there's many other people who are involved with this conspiracy to commit a crime against Kurt and myself, and we're in the process of identifying them again. And I just wanted to point out that, and again, to let whoever is listening to this know that none of these people are our customers. None of them have given us a dime for anything they're accusing us of ripping them off for, and it just became a ruthless attack.
Yes, and I really want to emphasize here that I know neither you or I want to have any ill will at all on individuals, but this was an attack. It was a conspiracy to ruin, and it's been a very, very hard thing to deal with.
Now, what we're looking at here really is, I'm a pretty nice guy, and I don't like what we've been going through for these past 9 months with these ruthless attacks, but I do like to have fun, and what you're looking at here is actual evidence that was sent to the FBI, which launched the investigation. And what we're going to look at is some screenshots here, because for the most part, a lot of the evidence we've gathered, Kurt, and that we've been advised by the FBI as well as our attorneys that it was a civil matter, okay? But what made it criminal, okay, and I need for anyone listening to this to understand there is a criminal element to this because of the fact that not only did these guys just go out and make libelous and slanderous statements against us, were just completely unfounded accusations and lies. But what made it a criminal matter was the fact that I actually have Tom Prendergast and his IP address tracked onto my server, where he actually hacked into our server and stole proprietary recordings and information and put them out on scam.com. So some of what we're going to look at here is just some of that evidence, and I'm going to kind of zip right through it. And once again, if you're having a hard time seeing this, on these smaller videos, wherever you happen to be watching this from, because we're going to get this out there all over the place, you can view this entire recording and look at the full page screenshots at tom.webmeetlive.com. That's tom.webmeetlive.com. Once again. Now, the stuff I want to show you here using the whiteboard and the screenshots is basically actual stats, my server stats, which basically shows areas on my server that were accessed without permission. And again, this evidence has all been sent to the FBI because it is a crime to hack into someone's server and steal information from them. So once again, this evidence here really kind of shows the fact that my server was accessed without my permission and password protected root directories and things like that. And we've got it tracked. We've actually got it tracked to Tom Prendergast's IP address doing that. Now, again, I want to remind you, I know this is hard to see depending on where you're viewing this from. And I'm going to really kind of zip right through this because I really want to get to this one part here, which talks about a pattern that Mr. Prendergast seemed to have where he's literally attacking people up on the internet. So, and what I want to do, Kurt, is talk about who Richard Boyce is, because this is an important, very, very important piece of the story here, because what we're going to do is show a pattern here of Tom Prendergast in actually going out and trying to do this to other people. And again, anyone who may be listening to this, if you've had a similar experience with Tom Prendergast, we'd like to hear from you. Our attorneys would like to interview you. I'm sure the federal investigators would like to talk to you as well.
It's really critical, and this is an amazing twist in the story, because isn't it true, Tim, that he actually goes out under assumed aliases and attacks himself and then defends himself? It's a really kind of a scary thing, actually, as we've unfolded this. I mean, this has been hours and hours of investigation, Tim, that has surfaced and put the finger on the people that are the what I would call the perpetrators of this stuff.
That's right, and you know, this all came about since we sent the FBI that initial batch of evidence. You know, and there's, you know, this, what we're looking at here is just a small piece of it, because we've identified Tom Prendergast as many different usernames out on many public forums where he does this. This is a sort of his mode of operation. So we wanted to cover here, who is Richard Boyce and why does it matter? Because this is a very important piece. And we're going to continue on to the next screen here. This is an actual copy of an email. You know, again, I try not to, I'm a pretty happy-go-lucky person, as you know, Kurt, so I always try and make the best of things and have a little fun while I'm doing it. But one thing I do want to establish here, that we actually found up on another string that was on scam.com, was this screenshot. Okay, and we found this completely by accident because, like, I guess Tom at some point had a beef with someone named Richard Boyce. And so he went out and registered a domain name, richardboyce.com, just like he went and registered kurtsteele.com. And someone here on the forum actually basically busted him. Yeah, Tom, I think it's rather ironic that your malicious creation of richardboyce.com website is the very thing that reveals your true identity. So, you know, basically we have all this documentation that Tom Prendergast is actually Richard Boyce. And, you know, basically since Tom became privy to the FBI investigation back in May, he's been trying to destroy and get rid of this evidence. In fact, we can, if you look at this DNS record, and you know, fortunately we got screenshots of this, and it was been sent to the FBI a long time ago, identifying him, because the significant part for us about richardboyce.com is, Kurt, that Tom actually emailed one of our joint venture partners. He started this forum string, and then not only did he try and you know basically get us to the tops of the search engines when someone Googles our names, or where they could come up on this malicious string that's just full of lies to destroy our credibility, which is really all we have on the internet. But he not only did that, he also went out to some of our joint venture partners and emailed them and said, "You sure you want to do business with these guys?" and actually sent them to this forum string. So this is a real important piece of information, because, you know, once somebody is doing things like that, it becomes a criminal matter and not just a civil matter. You know, I believe in people's right to their opinion, and there doesn't seem to be a lot we can do about people making false accusations against people on the internet. But when they go out and start contacting your customers and telling them and